In 100 feet, make a left turn for Nosy Bitches.
It's Bob and Jenna. We're nosy bitches. It's Bob and Jenna. Come take a listen. It's Bob and Jenna, the nosy bitches.
Hi, everybody.
It's Barney. Are we dumb or what?
Or what?
Oh, we're just or what?
We're not dumb. We're not dumb.
We're not dumb. We are or what?
I promise we're not dumb, guys. But you want to know who is dumb? Tyler Perry, for thinking that he can.
Oh, we're jumping right in. We're jumping right
We're
in.
jumping right in. For him, like, even though you're like this, like, high up producer and stuff like that, you still have to watch your back. Because this guy,
For sure.
I feel like this is all like a setup. This guy knew what he was trying to get him to like say crazy stuff to him and like leading him on, and he knew what he was wanting that $260 million.
Oh, for sure.
He wasn't wanting to roll. He wasn't wanting to roll. He was wanting to bankroll. He was wanting to go to the bank with all Tyler Perry's money.
He wanted the bands. And you know what? I always thought Tyler Perry was one of the good ones. I was like, damn, Tyler Perry ain't got no trouble. Ain't got no controversy in his life. He stands up for what's right. He dresses up in drag on.
That's why
in movies.
But that's why I'm not surprised that he like if he's like into men. I'm not. But
well, you know, I feel like Hollywood, pretty much everyone's like open and fluid about their sexuality. Yeah.
But for me, it's just like I don't know if I just believe. I don't know. I normally like. You want to believe the accuser, obviously, but
right.
I'm like some messages.
But when it's somebody with a lot of money like that, and the messages I saw, I didn't see a lot of messages.
I've seen aren't like bad.
Right. It's just like, hey, don't tell them we're friends, so it's not like nepotism where you got this role because you're friends with me. Just act like we don't know each other.
Yeah. So I don't know.
But you know what?
I've seen like a lot of people comment like, if you knew what he was up to, you knew what he was doing, and you knew what he was like, why did you keep going back to his place and stuff? It's just weird behavior to me. So I guess time will tell if there's a lawsuit or a case or anything.
I don't want. He literally has ruined like the legacy of Madea at this point.
Madea didn't do it. Tyler did.
Yeah, but without Tyler, there ain't no Madea. It's just like without Eddie, there ain't no Norbit.
I guess time
Damn,
will tell.
Tyler Perry. Damn.
How'd you do this, Tyler Perry? Why'd you do this?
Why'd you gotta do it, Daddy? That's what his kids are saying to him. It's just like, haven't we learned anything from the Me Too movement? Like, you can't get away with anything anymore.
That's why I say, like,
everybody keeps
being that high up and being that rich.
Right.
Like, watch your back. And also be a good person behind closed doors.
It's probably not that hard to be a good person.
But it just seems very calculated to me because he like got up on stage, like did that whole like speech, and then now we want to file a claim.
Now we want that bank.
Mm-hmm. R. Kelly overdosed in prison. Did you see that?
Did, and he said that it was the guards who did it to him.
Like they tried to kill him?
Yeah, that they were trying to. So, I mean,
do we believe that?
Unless R. Kelly's doing snuck in medicine from the boo-boo of some other inmate, like. However,
no, they get money, they get drugs from. That's how they get in.
Huh?
The people who work there. Has anyone never seen Orange is the New Black?
you see, you see the guards sneaking and shit.
Yeah.
So, R. Kelly will continue listening to Remix to Ignition so your
that your
victims can get...
is it reparations? Residuals?
They get the residuals reparation?
Give me all your money.
Maybe?
Give me all your residuals. Shake that ass.
But, like, I don't know a lot of R. Kelly songs. That wasn't really my jam, so it's just like, how many times do I have to listen to Remix to Ignition before somebody gets like a milli?
What if someone's out there and it's on replay? Like if I'm them, I'm getting an iPad, I'm charging it 24/7, and that's the only song on my Spotify, and it's replaying and replaying and replaying on mute
forever.
And I'm getting that money.
I am in charge of my own destiny.
Yes.
I'm going to listen to Remix to Ignition 8,000 times a day.
On mute.
On mute. And you know what?
I wonder how many times you can listen to it. I'm going to look.
The song's 3 minutes.
Hot and fresh out the kitchen. Mama rolling that body got me here.
What else did R. Kelly sing? Bump and Grind.
Is it not on?
God, what? He's on Apple. I don't use Spotify. Who uses Spotify? All right, people, raise your hand if you use Spotify.
I love Spotify. Okay.
Jenna is going to be in the top 0.0000001% of Ignition.
Okay, 24 times 60 divided by... You can listen to it almost 480 times a day.
That's it?
That's a lot of times.
Could you imagine like how fucking numb and brain rotted you'd be if you just listened to Remix to Ignition for...
I'm just gonna play it on mute on an iPad, like on my throwaway iPad.
But after like in the beginning you're like, oh, that's my jam, I'm gonna listen to it, and you just after a while a song just goes like numbs you. Are we gonna do that to Diddy too? Hopefully
if you're in prison and you had only one song you could listen to for the rest of your life, what would it be?
My favorite song in the world, New York State of Mind by Billy Joel.
Okay.
Or here, A Scene from Italian Restaurant by Billy Joel is like 8 minutes long. So you have 8 minutes of a song versus like 3 minutes of a song that repeats every 3 minutes. Or Taylor Swift's All Too Well 10-minute version. You listen to that every 10 minutes. Like, how do you get tired of a song that takes 10 minutes to listen to?
Okay, mine would be Purple Rain by
It'd be what?
Purple Rain.
Purple Rain?
8 minutes and 40 seconds.
It's that long?
Mm-hmm.
Purple Rain.
Okay,
Purple Rain.
Or I love Great Day to Be Alive by Travis Tritt.
By Travis who? Tritt?
Tritt. It's a great day to be alive.
Yeah, that's not the one song. If I'm stranded in prison listening to that song every day, I'm going to fucking blow my brains out. Like, give me the... No. Is it a great day to be alive?
Electrocuted.
Can I have a sturdy sheet so I can fucking hang myself?
Stop.
I'm like, holy shit, Travis Tritt, you gotta go.
Oh, shoot.
Sturdy sheet, party of one. What?
I had to keep muting my iPad.
Because the dog, the man,
someone
the
keeps
baby.
walking around this house.
Hey, that's his house too.
Okay, I got to move on to television because
That was quick on the celebrity drama.
there's
Because we
nothing
ain't got
really
shit this.
celebrity drama wise.
There's not. Let me get on the Twitter while you look. I'll do a quick perusing.
Okay, I've been saying this like for a minute, like since the first episode of Love Island when Ace is like, I know you, talking to Shelly, da 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 da. And now they're finally paired
Yeah.
up after like how many different recouplings. And they're trying to like play this like, oh, like we've had feelings since the beginning. We finally got together. He was so pressed by Jeremiah and Huda being a couple
Right.
that he like talked so much shit so that Jeremiah would eventually like, you know, yes,
Move
Huda
on.
did some crazy stuff, but just
Yeah,
like
after like
doing
3
so,
weeks.
but just doing so much to like get him to like be done with her. And I think it was honestly because he was threatened that they might win the money if they stay together.
And you know
And
the sad thing is, out of
but he's the
everybody, they were the most likely to actually have a relationship. I feel like outside
Ace,
of the villa.
but Ace is
No,
straight up a
Hunter
scammer.
and Jeremiah.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
for
I'm saying
sure.
Ace is straight a scammer because he knew Shelly prior to coming in here. They've been liking and commenting on on each other's posts since like 2023, but now you're waiting for a game show, like Love Show, to win the prize. I'm not voting for you, Ace and Shelly, even though I love Shelly and even though I loved Ace from the jump.
No, he was always messy, messy.
He's definitely messy, which gives for good TV, which I live for. But now I'm just like, you're the scammer. You're talking about they're scamming. They're the scammer.
How
He's the
many people on
scammer.
Love Island actually go on the show for love? Like, I'm like, you're going on there to get clout in the money.
Yeah.
Maybe in the UK version they're not, but here in America, so people are too like enamored with being famous.
Mm-hmm.
But have you seen
They
that
are.
Shelly and Ace's friends have come up and said that there's not a baby, they're not dating, they don't know each other like that? People are claiming there's a secret baby.
I don't think there's a secret baby.
I'm a mommy. Mamacita?
A mom?
A mommy of what?
A mamacita?
He said of what?
Of what? Like a
Of a
dog?
real kid? That was the funniest shit.
But I also have another bone to pick with Love Island because, one, Meg the Stallion was on there. I love her. That's not my bone to pick. My bone to pick
Okay.
is that every time they bring in a freaking bombshell, the girl's the bombshell, and the guy
In
looks
fact,
like
bombing.
a UPS driver. Just like your average Joe. He ain't a bombshell. And Nick's head turns for every bombshell. First, he was with Belle Dashe, and
Belle
then
Dashe.
and then his head turned for Sierra. Now he's with Sierra. His head is turning for Adrena, whatever her name is.
Well, yeah, after he got the booty from Sierra, why stick around?
Right. So I'm just like, he's a clown. Like
Nick's a dog.
everyone
No
likes
help.
him, but I'm just like, from a mile away, I can tell he's a douche.
He's definitely fuckboy energy. And I'm still surprised that Austin is still there.
I can't believe it, but it's
Like-
really funny to me because now he looks so miserable with Amaya. He's like in the he's in the like confessional. He's like with her, and he's just like. But then he lies. He sat there and complained about her, but then she's like, "Do you like hate that I like am like touchy feely? You know, like she's like, do you hate that I call you babe and like da 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 da? Is that like too much?" And he's like, "No, no." And then he kisses her. So it's just
Right,
like,
he straight up
don't say one thing in a confessional and then do another with the person.
Yeah, like Austin's definitely like the person you see on Love Island who's one of the original who gets kicked off pretty early, and I don't know how he's still there.
He's still here, yeah.
And apparently he's MAGA, and so like that.
Which
we're not
whatever,
political, but
because like you can like people are people, so it's just like you can have your own views and stuff, but it doesn't add up.
Also, during early on in the season when they did the boys versus girls, like who's like the biggest cheater? Like when you see he's cheated on 6 women and
Austin
sent
did.
thousands of nudes. Yeah, like you cheated on 6 people, sent thousands of nudes. Like you gotta go.
But Amaya wasn't there for that, I don't think.
Right, but all the other girls were in the. Right, Shelly was only staying with Austin because it was like a guaranteed like pick to stay in the house. You know, like
Yeah.
Ace was locked up until he wasn't. But all right, I hope nobody wins the money this year.
Is that a possibility?
I don't know. What if nobody voted? Should we start that?
No.
Nobody vote for anybody.
People are going to vote. Okay, moving on to my next. The Valley. They be pissing me off. Janet and Jason have got to go. Jax, you got out of rehab. You got out of rehab and you didn't even try to see your kid, but now you want to act like your father of the year. Goodbye.
Right, like you get a haircut and Botox before you see Cruz. Like
You get
Father
a
of the Year.
haircut, Botox, and go out before you try to see your kid.
Right.
And like when Cruz sees you, he runs away.
Right, because children pick up on the fighting and shit in the house.
Yeah.
And so, not to mention, he's been gone for 30 plus days. And how often was Jack ever really home? So Cruz probably doesn't have that bond with him that he does with Brittany.
He doesn't, because you can see like the relationship that he has with Zach. Like him and Zach, like he loves Zach and like will run to him, give him hugs.
You know what? Zach, I typically am not a fan of Zach. I think he's annoying. But Zach was so messy this past week with talking to Jax and like serving him up and reading his shit. And I'm just like, okay, Zach, now you're like, I'm kind of feeling
up,
like the Zach.
Yeah, I like
right.
that.
It's like Zach was down at the bottom with Janet and Michelle, and now you're climbing up the ladder.
I don't know. I do feel bad for Michelle though, because Jesse does seem like very like he plays mind games with people. Like your mom's dying, you're saying she can't, like Isabella can't see her, but then you fast forward and they're like, why wouldn't you let Isabella see her? And he's like, I just wanted to have a conversation. Okay, like it's just too much back and forth between both of them.
I feel like that was for sympathy in the story. Like if you and Antonio broke up and he was like, hey, my mom is dying. I want to I want my kid to see her before she dies. You're not a heartless bitch. You're not going to say no, or you might.
No, I would not.
But most people are going to be like, okay, let my child say goodbye to the grandparent for the last time. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
You don't believe
Michelle.
it from Michelle?
Yeah. I don't think Jesse's that hard. I think
Jesse is horrible. Like, I think he is more horrible than we think he is.
Well, Sheena did a podcast this past week, and she said Jax is bad, but Jesse is, like, way worse. But, of course, it came from Sheena, and Sheena's not a credible source.
Sheena, the one who probably also hooked up with Jax, we just never found out.
Sheena definitely hooked up with Jax.
Sheena, the one who probably also hooked up with Sandoval, and we just never found out.
How I will say the Valley is giving early VPR, and it's definitely eating. Like it's doing its what it's supposed to be.
But I liked the Valley last season because it wasn't like I felt like they were like a lot more grown. No.
Right.
No.
It's definitely they've definitely taken a step back.
Well, it's because dumb Janet.
Well,
did you
the fact that she's coming for?
Did you see her on Watch What Happens Live?
Yeah, I can't.
The audience was not having her, and I loved it.
I don't think any of the Valley fans are for Janet.
No.
But it makes for good TV because everybody hates her, and so she brings in the ratings.
Well, F them all.
I don't.
Now, I did not watch. Did you watch America's Got Talent? Did you watch his audition?
It's this
Tom
or
Sandoval's
it airs on Tuesday, but it's literally all over TikTok up to the point of the reveal if he gets on or not.
Does he get on?
And I'm just like, I'm assuming he does because at first he starts off and he's like,
He's not that good.
I'm Tom Sandoval. This is my band. I was known as the most hated person in America. And instantly, Scary Spice clocks him and it's just like, she gets the ick from him. And so right before his performance starts, Howie, Tom Sandoval was on Howie Mandel's podcast after the whole scandal thing. So Howie knows him. So Sophia leans back and Howie's like, Sophia's like, what happened? What's the scandal? And so Howie told her, and Scary Spice was like, it makes so much sense why everybody hates him. And Simon's like, I don't care about any of this right now. I just want to listen to him sing. But by the end of his performance, like, he's actually decent in this song and his performance. And all the judges are like, you can tell by their facial reactions that they love him. So you know he's going to make it through.
I don't
because
think
he's going to bring the ratings.
I don't think
so either.
We watched him. We watched him when Raquel went to see him.
Right. His VPR performances were ass.
They were.
It's just, hey! It's just Tom Sandoval. He's like... He was literally just humping the blanket on the couch.
Oh my god.
When I do this or I'm on the phone, he goes to find something to hump and like retaliation.
Hi.
It's hey. Now he's laying down. It wasn't that mean.
God. No, it's not mean. It's funny. Oh my gosh. Okay, I thought there already was a Cinderella story sequel.
But Chad Michael Murray said one with Chad and Hillary.
Oh.
I don't know if it's officially in the works, but Chad said that he's looking forward to a Cinderella story sequel. And I'm just like,
that was one of my favorite movies back in the day.
Only if Jennifer Coolidge is in it.
Mm-hmm.
2, why can't we ever think of anything original?
I know. I struggle with watching
we are
sequels
getting
because I'm the
so
same
tired
way. I'm just like, we have all this like creativity in the world, but like everything's like boxed in. Because all they care about is like, oh, like the fans, they'll like want this. No, actually, I don't. I want something new.
It's because younger generations get wind of these movies and they blow up on social media and TikTok.
Okay, now you're not. What?
You're frozen. I said it's because the younger generation, like, they're watching these movies that their parents used to watch when they were teenagers and kids, and then they're talking about them on TikTok, and it's blowing up. And
but I never got a Goonies 2. I never got a Goonies 3 or 4 or 5.
Bitch, I would love a Goonies 2.
Like
that was my fucking jam.
When those kids like got to be young or something, like,
right.
It'd be cool. But like, I'm sorry,
it's just like,
you know that Toy Story, that's my favorite movie, and I'm tired of it, Grandpa.
Oh, bitch! Did you see the plot of Toy Story 5 and why Woody comes back?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, we should have ended it with 3.
3 was like the
4
most
was
amazing. 3 was the most amazing ending. 4, I don't like stupid stuff.
I don't either.
So like,
I did not
Forky,
care for 4.
I hate Forky. If I see any Toy Story merchandise with Forky on it, not buying it.
She's drop kicking that shit.
I hate Forky. And like kids, you know, because I work with children, when they're like, Forky, he's so funny. I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, he's not fucking funny at all.
Shut the fuck up, kids.
You know nothing. What do you know about?
You don't
What
know
do you
about
know about Toy Story?
That shit came out when we were kids.
I was not
You were
even
just
one
literally
yet.
forcing like. Did it come out in 91
I don't know.
or 92?
I don't know.
I think it was super
When
early.
did Toy Story come out? 95. Okay, I was 4.
And then the other one that comes to mind that we love, that came out. When did it start? Why can't? Okay, hold on. Or is that it right there? 1994. I always thought the Santa Claus came out at like 91, 92, but it was 94.
You know what? I told Antonio I wanted to watch that last weekend. Did he let me watch it last weekend? Did we ever watch it?
Of course.
No. So now I am today.
You know what, bitch? Next week is July, and you know what that means.
Christmas in July. Hallmark Christmas
I was
starts
listening to
June
Christmas
27th, next Friday.
Oh, okay. Should we do a Christmas in July podcast?
Yes.
Coming up. I'll wear a Christmas shirt. You'll wear a Christmas shirt. We'll deck the halls with balls of holly. While I was tanning this morning, I had Christmas music on in my ears. I'm like, you just can't.
July. So the 20th is a Sunday and the 27th is a Sunday. So one of those days we could do a Christmas special.
Nice. We shall do it then. Tis the season to
guys, we were
be
talking
jolly.
before we got on here, and we decided that a serial killer trait. If you
don't do me like that.
If you don't like dogs, you're a serial killer.
Oh, I will say, previously to my dog Duke, I was just not a dog fan.
How can you
and
not?
then I saw his little scrunchy little face on TikTok or on Facebook in 2018, and I was just like, I need that dog. However, he is a handful and a half.
Just like his dad.
And I love dogs. Just like me. I love him. I love dogs, but it's just like, ugh. I'm a serial killer.
You better not
because I don't want to after Duke for a long time.
Antonio's always like talking me off the ledge because I'm like, I would have 20 Frenchies if I could.
There is nothing wrong with that.
I love dogs. Like I
love dogs.
All my Facebook feed is like, because you interact with things, and now it's turning into more like of an algorithm type thing on Facebook. Is animals that need to be adopted from random places, like from California, and I'm like,
I try not to watch those.
I'm like, what the heck? Because I can't go to California and get this dog, but I want her.
Yes, you can. You could pay to have them fly, or you could pay to have them fly and you pick them up at the airport.
No, I do not like that. I do not like dogs flying. It scares me. Like when they put them in the cage.
Like if I were to ever,
like dogs have died.
And the dogs have to go underneath the.
I don't like
the
that.
plane.
That's so sad.
Duke's too big to be no, because I've seen service dogs on planes that are big. You just have to buy him a seat. He's not well trained enough to be a service dog, so I'm just like, I guess we're fucking taking a car, a boat, or something, because your ass is gonna die on a plane, unless it's private.
So yeah, that's my serial killer trait for this week. Let me add it to our.
My serial killer trait is just me.
You're a serial killer?
I don't choose to be. It's just who I am. Oh, I have something. I have to think about it. Let me think about it and then continue. Because I had. That's us. Gross. I'm not that way anymore. Ugh. I'll smack a bitch. That's how it started. The worst. God, I really am a serial killer. Oh man, was I destined to be a serial killer or what? I'm, can I tell you something? We're going to talk about this right now, and we're going to talk about it on the pod because somebody called me Ted Bundy yesterday. No, somebody compared me to Ted Bundy. They said you're extremely charming, and they said you're extremely charming and handsome. But I said, oh, thank you. They said, so is Ted Bundy, and I'm like, did you just compare me to Ted Bundy? And I'm like, damn. I said, I've never been compared to a serial killer in my life, but here we go. Oh my god. I, and then I'm like, am I a serial? Do I give off those vibes? I hope not. Okay. Until next time, we'll find out. Everybody vote in the poll below if Bob's a serial killer. Does he give off serial killer vibes? Fucking all right. How do we make a poll on TikTok? This is how we're gonna blow it up. If people are gonna be like, it's gonna have like a million votes. Like, yes, this guy's a serial killer. Like, lock his ass up and throw away the key. But I wouldn't survive in jail, so I am too pretty for jail. They'd be thinking I'd be on like 60 days in trying to expose their asses. I haven't watched 60 Days in a long time, but that used to be my fucking show. You watch 60 Days in? What? Okay, because I love. Hey, something in Spark. Every time I have my headphones and you TikTok me, it says sparkle emoji, Jin Kardashian sparkle emojis. I fucking hate it when my headphones read to me, and I'm just like, it's the worst too. Like when you're like someone texts you and it's not somebody you want to hear from, and it's like I instantly rip my headphones. I'm like, nope, I don't want that text message read to me. You don't have that like if someone's like if you're fighting with somebody or like it's a it also back in the day like when you could turn your phone into like have it announce who's calling you like fuck that like whenever my boss would call me and I'd just be like nope nope why do I have this feature turned on my phone. Well, I turned that feature off. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. Shut up. They're tired of us just being fucking crackheads. How sweet boy. I know. We'll do better next week. I promise. Maybe. Maybe. Oh, I did. This is what I wanted to touch on before we leave. It's nothing pop culture related, but somebody told me you guys should give up the podcast stream. The podcast field is oversaturated. Like, do something else with your life. I'm just like, one, how dare you? Two, how dare you? 3, fuck you and how dare you. You know what? That's right. We just have to record it and put it on TikTok. And when I start making money on TikTok, and when Jenna starts making money on TikTok, booyah, a booyah in your face. It might be a while before we make money, but we'll get there maybe one day. And you know what? If we don't get there, we'll have a grown up conversation and decide if we need to saturate this partnership or not. But we're not there yet. I think Jenna just got there. Jenna's like, the nosy bitches are no more. All right. On that note, we'll see you next Tuesday.